Everyone knows T-Rex, everyone knows Velociraptor, but those aren't even close to the most terrifying dinosaurs that ever existed. There were dinosaurs with claws longer than swords that could slice you open in one swipe. Dinosaurs with horns that would ram into you at full speed and crush your bones. Dinosaurs that hunted in packs and were smart enough to set up ambushes. These aren't the dinosaurs you learned about in school. These aren't the ones in Jurassic Park. These are the ones that paleontologists have nightmares about. Today, we're going through the most absolutely terrifying dinosaurs that most people have never even heard of. And trust me, after this video, T-Rex is gonna seem cute. Let's go.
Therizinosaurus. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a dinosaur, 16 feet tall, weighs about 5 tons. Now imagine it has claws, but not normal claws. Claws that are 10 feet long, longer than a grown man is tall. That's Therizinosaurus, and it's one of the most bizarre and terrifying dinosaurs ever discovered. These claws weren't just for show, they were weapons. Scientists think Therizinosaurus used these claws to slash through thick vegetation, to strip trees, to defend itself. But here's what makes it truly terrifying. If it felt threatened, those claws could disembowel you in one swipe. Picture getting slashed by 3 10-foot razor blades at once. You wouldn't stand a chance. Now here's the weird part. Despite having literal murder weapons for hands, scientists think Therizinosaurus was actually a herbivore. Yeah, a plant eater. But that doesn't make it less dangerous, just like how hippos are herbivores, and they're one of the deadliest animals in Africa. Therizinosaurus didn't hunt you, but if you got too close, those claws would rip you apart before you even knew what happened. It lived about 70 million years ago in what's now Mongolia. And honestly, thank God it's extinct, because imagine hiking and running into this thing. Absolute nightmare fuel.
Alright, next up, Carnotaurus. This dinosaur's name literally means meat-eating bull. And once you see it, you'll understand why. Carnotaurus had 2 massive horns sticking out of its head, like a demon. It was about 25 feet long, weighed around 2 tons, and could run fast. Scientists estimate it could sprint at speeds up to 35 miles per hour, maybe faster. That's faster than Usain Bolt, and this thing weighs 4,000 pounds. So imagine this. You're standing there, suddenly you see this horned nightmare charging at you at full speed. Those horns? They weren't just for display. Carnotaurus used them as weapons. It would ram into prey at full speed. The impact would shatter bones, crush organs, instant death. And if that didn't kill you, its jaws would finish the job. Carnotaurus had one of the most powerful bite forces of any carnivorous dinosaur. Not as strong as T-Rex, but still devastating. But here's what makes it even scarier. Its arms were tiny, even smaller than T-Rex arms, which means it didn't need them. It killed everything with just its head. Ramming, biting, crushing. That's it. Pure brutality. This thing lived in South America about 70 million years ago. And honestly, I'm glad it stayed there, because if this demon existed today, nowhere would be safe.
Utahraptor. Okay, so everyone loves velociraptors from Jurassic Park, right? Clever girl, pack hunters, terrifying. Well, bad news. The real velociraptors were actually pretty small, about the size of a turkey. But there was a raptor that was actually that big and that terrifying. Utahraptor. This thing was 6 feet tall, 20 feet long, and weighed about 1,000 pounds. It was basically everything Jurassic Park said velociraptors were, but real, and way, way worse. Utahraptor had a massive sickle claw on each foot, about 9 inches long, curved like a hook. And here's how it killed. First, it would hunt in packs. Utahraptors were smart. They coordinated attacks. They'd surround prey, cut off escape routes, work together like wolves. Then they'd pounce. One Utahraptor would jump onto the prey's back, dig its claws into the flesh for grip. Then it would kick over and over, using that sickle claw to slash open the prey's belly, disemboweling it while it was still alive. The other raptors would attack from different angles, slashing tendons, ripping flesh. Within seconds, the prey would collapse, bleeding out, unable to move. And then they'd start eating, sometimes before the prey was even dead. This is how Utahraptor hunted
hunted. This is what fossil evidence suggests. Not a quick death, not a clean kill, just brutal, efficient slaughter. Utahraptor lived about 125 million years ago in what's now Utah. And honestly, if these things still existed, humans wouldn't be the apex predator. We'd be prey. Allosaurus. Before T-Rex, there was Allosaurus. This dinosaur ruled the Jurassic period, about 150 million years ago. It was around 28 feet long, weighed about 2 tons, and was the most dangerous predator of its time. Allosaurus didn't have the strongest bite. It didn't have the biggest size, but it had something else: strategy. Scientists think Allosaurus hunted in packs. They'd target massive prey like Stegosaurus or even young sauropods. And here's their hunting method. It's brutal. They'd use their jaws like hatchets, not biting down and holding, but slashing. They'd run past prey, open their jaws wide, and slash with their upper teeth like a blade. Each pass would open a new wound. Blood would pour out. They'd do this over and over, slashing and retreating, never fully engaging. Eventually, the prey would weaken from blood loss, collapse, and then the pack would move in for the kill. Death by 1,000 cuts, literally. Fossil evidence shows Allosaurus tooth marks on Stegosaurus bones, deep gouges, proof of these brutal attacks. This dinosaur was smart, efficient, and absolutely ruthless. T-Rex gets all the fame, but Allosaurus was doing it first and doing it better. Giganotosaurus. Everyone thinks T-Rex was the biggest carnivorous dinosaur. Wrong. Giganotosaurus was bigger, longer, and possibly even more dangerous. This thing was up to 43 feet long, weighed about 8 tons, absolutely massive. It lived in South America about 95 million years ago, and here's what made it terrifying. It hunted the biggest dinosaurs. We're talking about Argentinosaurus, the largest land animal to ever exist, over 100 feet long, and Giganotosaurus hunted them. How? Pack hunting. Multiple Giganotosaurus would coordinate an attack on a massive sauropod. They target the legs, the neck, anywhere vulnerable, slashing with their teeth, each bite removing chunks of flesh. The sauropod would try to fight back, swinging its tail, stomping, but the Giganotosaurus would dodge, attack from different angles, wear it down. Eventually, the giant would fall and the feast would begin. This wasn't a fair fight. This was coordinated violence on a massive scale. Giganotosaurus had a weaker bite than T-Rex, but it didn't matter because it hunted smarter, it hunted bigger prey, and it hunted in groups. If you think T-Rex was scary, imagine a pack of dinosaurs bigger than T-Rex working together. Nightmare. Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is weird because it's the largest carnivorous dinosaur ever, but it's not what you expect. This thing was up to 50 feet long, weighed about 7 tons. But here's the twist. It lived in the water. Yeah, a semi-aquatic dinosaur, like a crocodile on steroids. Spinosaurus had a massive sail on its back, crocodile-like jaws, and claws designed for catching fish. But don't let that fool you. This dinosaur was a killer. It would lurk in rivers, completely submerged, waiting. When prey came to drink, Spinosaurus would explode out of the water, jaws clamping down, dragging the prey underwater, drowning it. Even large dinosaurs weren't safe. If they got too close to the water, they were done. Spinosaurus had teeth designed to grip slippery prey. Once it bit down, you weren't escaping. And if you somehow survived the initial attack, it would drag you into deep water and hold you under until you drowned. Then it would tear you apart underwater, eating you in chunks. This dinosaur ruled the rivers of North Africa about 95 million years ago. And honestly, the fact that a 50-foot killer dinosaur could be hiding underwater is terrifying. You wouldn't even see it coming.
Mapusaurus. Mapusaurus is like Giganotosaurus's cousin, but possibly even scarier, because there's fossil evidence that Mapusaurus hunted in large packs. We're talking groups of 10+ massive carnivores working together. Each one was about 40 feet long, weighed around 6 tons. Now imagine 10 of them attacking at once. They'd surround massive prey, cut off all escape, and attack from every direction. Some would go for the legs, others for the neck, others for the tail. Complete chaos, complete carnage. The prey wouldn't know where to defend. It would just be overwhelmed. And within minutes, it would be over. Mapusaurus didn't need the strongest bite, didn't need to be the fastest, because numbers, strategy, coordination, that's what made them unstoppable. This is one of the only dinosaurs where we have evidence of large pack behavior, and that makes them one of the most dangerous predators to ever exist.
So why are these dinosaurs scarier than T-Rex? Simple. T-Rex was big, strong, had a powerful bite, but it was probably a lone hunter or hunted in very small groups. These dinosaurs, they were smarter. Therizinosaurus had claws that could disembowel you instantly. Carnotaurus could charge at you like a freight train and crush you with its horns. Utahraptor hunted in packs and strategically slashed you to death. Allosaurus would bleed you out slowly with surgical strikes. Giganotosaurus and Mapusaurus worked together to bring down the biggest prey on Earth. Spinosaurus ambushed from underwater where you couldn't even see it. These weren't just big dumb predators, they were evolved killing machines. Each one adapted to kill in the most efficient, most brutal way possible.
Here's what movies don't show you. Dinosaurs didn't kill quickly. They didn't give clean deaths. Most prey died slowly, from blood loss, from infection, from being eaten alive. Predators didn't care if you were dead before they started eating. If you were down and couldn't fight back, the feast began. That's the reality. Nature is brutal. Always has been. These dinosaurs weren't evil, they were just surviving. But that doesn't make them any less terrifying.
So yeah, T-Rex is cool. Velociraptors are famous, but the real nightmares, the ones that should keep you up at night, Therizinosaurus with its 10-foot slashing claws, Carnotaurus charging at you with demon horns, Utahraptor coordinating a pack attack to disembowel you, Allosaurus slashing you to death over and over, Giganotosaurus and Mapusaurus hunting in groups bigger than T-Rex, Spinosaurus dragging you underwater to drown. These are the dinosaurs that proved prehistoric Earth was absolute hell. And honestly, I'm glad they're extinct. Because if any of these were alive today, we wouldn't be at the top of the food chain. We'd be running, hiding, hoping we don't become the next meal. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment and tell me which dinosaur terrified you the most, and subscribe for more brutal prehistoric content. No kid stuff, just the truth. See you in the next one.